What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Runner Up Podcast. I'm your host, Najee Adams. You know, I got my guy with me today, Jalaal Sandy. How you doing, brother? How you doing?
All right, bro. Weekend was calm. Birthday was on Friday. Yeah, and you came to visit, so that was nice. That's why we didn't record,
Yeah,
because niggas like to pack last minute. But hey,
yeah, yeah. I didn't pack until the night before we were leaving, and so we were gonna record the night before we left, but then we had to make a CVS run and a Walgreens run and a mall run
yeah,
and all of them run. So we didn't end up recording. So now we're recording now. And I had said this to Jalal. I was gonna get like a studio in Charlotte, like to see if we could record in person, but they was like $450 for like a 2-hour session. And I was like, yeah, out of your mind.
we
Out of
could
your
just hop on here for free.
mata. Yeah. Yeah, no shot. So yeah, sorry that we missed last week. I mean, I got a Wi-Fi extender that doesn't seem. I mean, it's not working super well. Like, I don't think there's that big of a difference. Your voice is still laggy for me on my end. Hopefully, it's not as laggy as it used to be. Maybe I think my camera looks pretty decent right now. So like that, hopefully that helps. I do want to get a new webcam though, because like I've had this one for like 7 years, so I'm sure there's just better ones out there. So I'm probably gonna get a new one soon. But yeah, that's the rundown of the pod. Today we're talking national championship is tonight. By the time you hear this, it'll be over. So but you're gonna have our thoughts on how we think it's gonna play out. So we'll see if we were right. And then we're going to talk the 65 game rule for the NBA and how absurdly idiotic it is. And then we're going to do an expansion draft. We was going to do the expansion draft on the last episode, but we ended up like going a little bit long, and the expansion draft will probably take like, I don't know, 25, 30 minutes. So we didn't want to pack it all in. So we're going to do it at the end of this episode, and that should be fun. So before we get into stuff, make sure you guys subscribe to Run It Up Podcast, everywhere that podcasts are found, Spotify, Twitter, Apple Pod, leave a 5-star rating review, TikTok, Instagram, all the good stuff.
Son is
Everything will
over
be
here
in.
glitching.
Yeah. Everything will be in the description down below. But yeah, before we get into it, song of the week. Follow us on Twitter at Run It Up Pod. Our Twitter's in the descriptions, all that good stuff. What is your song of the week?
Well, I'll say follow us or subscribe to us on YouTube. We are getting some more subscribers, but yeah, we definitely need like 100 more.
Yeah.
My song of the week is called "Distance" by Askew. I don't know who this was 4 days ago, and we were over here chilling the other day before we went out to dinner. My friend played the song on my speaker, and I was like, "Yo, who the fuck is this?" And he was like, "I don't know. I just heard him the first time. Some random white dude who made a banger, and I like the song."
Shout out. My song of the week is not by a random white dude. It is Redemption by Drake. Off of Views.
That's why you was singing it before.
Yeah.
Okay.
It came on the plane on the way back, and I was like, "Damn, this shit is a banger." It's 5 minutes. I did not realize how long of a song it was. It is pretty long, but it's all bangers all around. Let me try and adjust the lighting. I look mad bright right now. I think that's better. But yeah, so Redemption by Drake off Views, banger song. If you haven't heard it, you've been living under a rock for the last decade. So
I feel like everybody's heard it.
Yeah. Looking for these words to say to you right now. Go check it out. And so yeah, we can dive in to UConn, Michigan national championship. UConn coming off an insane win versus Duke, goes up to Indiana, beats them by 9. Michigan, they ain't been in a close game all tournament, so they just been whooping ass
Illinois.
back to back. How much did they? Illinois.
Yeah, you said they went up to Indiana, beat them by.
Oh, I said we went up to Indy. Yeah, my bad. They played Illinois. UConn beat them by 9. Michigan ain't been in a close game all season. Just straight whooping. I mean, all tournament just whooping ass. They beat Howard by 21. They beat St. Louis by what is that 23. They beat Bama by what 13. They beat
Their average margin
Tennessee.
of victory, I think, is like 18 or 19.
Yeah,
But they just been waxing everybody.
They beat Tennessee by like 30, and then they went up. Oh, 1 seed Arizona. People are like, this is the best Arizona team of my lifetime. Clapped them by 18, and
Yeah,
and now
crazy.
they play UConn.
I don't even think you did that justice. They were up 30 at one point
Yeah,
in that game.
yeah, and without Yaxel too, because he was like out for a little bit. But I think he's supposed to play tonight, so they should be back at full strength. And so yeah, UConn, Michigan. As the UConn alum, I'm sure this means something to you. So
It always does.
yeah. Especially coming off the women's loss, and then you didn't even lose to the champs. You lost to the runners up.
I didn't expect South Carolina to win the chip, but that's another combo for another day.
And so yeah, UConn, Michigan. How do you see this one going?
Well, I mean, Michigan is tough. Like, they're a really good team. I think Arizona was also a tough team. So whichever team we played, I didn't think UConn was losing to Illinois. The only way was like if Illinois shot like 50% from three. I just think their style of play didn't match what UConn brought. Like, you can't prepare for that type of physicality, no matter who you play. And I think it's tough because, like, if UConn makes it a nasty, close, dirty game, like, can Michigan handle that type of pressure? You know what I mean? Like, they've been waxing teams pretty much the whole tournament. And the last time they played like an opponent outside of the tournament on their level was Duke, and they didn't beat Duke. And I think it's just an interesting contrast of styles. Like, Michigan has a lot of size. They have, like, everywhere. Their point guard is 6'6". They got 2 7-footers. Yaxel is like 6'9", basically a small forward at times.
Yeah.
And UConn is just like, they have size, but not reliable size. Pause. That sounded crazy. But they don't have like reliable bigs to match up with Michigan. That was the same concern with Illinois. But I think if the shooting comes around, which it has a little bit, like Braylon Mullins has been hitting, Solo Ball's been shooting a little bit better. Caravan's been shooting better. Silas Demary has been shooting a lot better. Like, and he looks healthier now. So they've made it to where they've gotten teams to play their style instead of adjusting to other teams. And I think that's what happened with Duke. Like, Duke got out to a great start in that game against UConn. And I think in the second half, it was just UConn is so familiar with just grinding stuff out because that's just how the Big East is. Shout out to St. John's. Shout out to Villanova. And I remember talking to a friend I have that is a Duke fan, and he's like, before they played St. John's, he's like, yeah, St. John's is physical, but like we've played UNC, we've played Michigan, blah blah blah. I'm like, you cannot prepare for the Big East physical. It's just a different style of basketball. It truly is. And they play very disciplined. They've got guys that have won before. So it's not like this unfamiliar territory. This is in a team, a bunch of freshmen. And
freshmen.
Yeah, freshmen. But I think it'll come down to who just executes better in tight moments. Like, obviously, UConn has the coaching edge. And I think from a talent perspective, Michigan has the edge. But none of that matters when it's a one-game scenario. I just think it comes down to executing and being consistent. And I think whoever gets the other team to play their style will win. Like, I don't think UConn really wants to run up and down and get into a shootout and have to score 80 points. And I don't see Michigan trying to slow the game down and be more methodical. So I think it'll come down to that. I'm going to pick UConn because I'm biased. And at this point, I had doubted them before, and I'm like, at this point, they've proved me wrong plenty of times. Like, I didn't think they would beat Michigan State, and then when they did, I was like, okay, that's fair. There's no way they beat Duke, and they had to pull off a miracle to beat Duke. And at that point, I'm like, all right, they're probably going to the chip at this point because you done did the impossible. You didn't beat the overall number 1 seed, and I think Michigan I said it before, but I think Michigan been the best team this entire tournament. So it is going to be very, very tough. But I'm going with my guys just because I have to be a bit delusional at this point. There's no other reason. I'm going with
I
the better
res-
coach, championship DNA team. That's what I'm doing.
I respect that. I think for me, I have no horse in the race. Like I genuinely like for my fandom, I don't care who wins. But I think if I had to pick, I'm gonna say Michigan ends the season with a win. I don't know. I just feel like you don't really see college basketball teams as dominant as this, especially in the tournament very often. And I know Michigan is like we looked it up before the pod. Michigan is 1-6 in natties. The only team to win a Michigan national championship for college basketball was in like 1989. The Fab Five lost twice. And so like the Trey Burke team didn't win. And I know UConn is 6-0 in natties. If they get there, they win it pretty much every time. But I'm saying, listen, I'm taking Michigan. Just for the story, I think it'd be a good story. I see the way that UConn can win. They make it physical. The Michigan hasn't been in a tight game all season, and UConn has been in pretty much nothing but tight games. Like the Furman shit, when people forget round one, the Furman game wasn't like
It wasn't a
candies
blowout.
and roses, that was a close game a little bit. They pretty much blew out UCLA. Michigan State was a tough one.
But that
Duke was
game was competitive as
obviously,
well. That game was
yeah.
close as well.
Yeah, Duke was a tough one. Obviously, Illinois was a close one. It's like they've been in barn burners, all knock them down,
Yeah.
drag them out games the entire time. Whereas Michigan, there is something to be said about like, hey, we just walk on this court and by halftime we up by 20, and it's like, hey, we in cruise control by the second period. And so I think that it is going to be tough. I think UConn, if there's anybody that I think could make it tough for Michigan, it is the best coach in college basketball, and Dan Hurley. And I think like this is where you prove whether or not you are the best coach. Like if people like to be like, what's the difference? Like, what's the difference? Michigan walks down every team they've played. Arizona is a great team. Tommy Lloyd, great coach, walk them down. And it's like the difference is none of those guys are Dan Hurley. You feel me? Like that is the difference. And so I think I see the realm that UConn can win. And listen, if they beat Duke beat Michigan by 5 in February. So hey, in battle of like, hey, we beat Duke and Duke beat Michigan, so we can beat Michigan. I get it.
I don't even think it's that. That shouldn't even be the mindset. It should literally just be like, look, we got one game to do this, and whatever happened before tonight does not matter.
Mm-hmm.
I also think there's something to be said about like a team that hasn't, like you said, Michigan hasn't really been in tight games in maybe like a month. So there's something to be said about being prepared for that situation. And I don't think there's a doubt in the world that Dan Hurley's the best coach in college basketball. He has been for like the last 4 years. And I think if UConn wins tonight, conversations will be had, and rightfully so, because winning 3 championships in 4 years is unheard of in today's college basketball landscape. Like things like that haven't happened since, I mean, I guess you could say 3 and 4 years. I can't bring up one that's happened at least in a modern era, but maybe since like 1980s, 1990s, like when Duke was winning championships. Yeah, conversations will be uncomfortable conversations at that. And I think people will also have to just stop asking the question whether UConn is a blue blood or not, because they get 7 championships. They'd be right behind Kansas. And we do not acknowledge UCLA's championships for the men's basketball because those Jim Crow chips do not matter. Same thing with like the Celtics winning a bunch of championships in the 60s. Like, shout out to John Wooden and Kareem and everybody that played for those UCLA teams, legends and all of that. But it's been like UCLA hasn't touched a national championship in I don't know how long. So yeah, the only other program we're acknowledging is Kansas.
Yeah, I'm looking at now. The only coaches to win 3 natties during their careers are John Wooden, Coach K,
Yep.
Kentucky's Adolph Rupp,
And that
Roy
was
Williams.
Shout out Roy Williams, yeah.
Jim Calhoun, UConn, shout out. and Bob Knight. So it's really only been done by
and those are
two,
and
three,
every coach you
4,
named is
5, 6.
like legendary greatest
Yeah,
coaches of all time. Like
yeah.
Coach K has what 900 wins or 1,000 wins, something like that. Roy Williams is UNC's greatest coach. Bob Knight is a historic coach, and of course Jim Calhoun, the UConn GOAT. It's bro. Like it's unprecedented territory, and I just think it's interesting the way that they won, because I feel like at least this year they're not more talented. They weren't more talented than Duke. I don't think they were more talented than Michigan State. They were not more talented than Illinois. They just know how to play together, and they found guys who fit their system. Like the point guard isn't some star. Your shooting guard is, he was. I think Braylon Moore was like a top 20 player in his class coming out of high school, but he's not like Darren Peterson, or he's not even Keelan Wagner or Keaton Wagler. Jesus. Or even forgive me, I always forget the point guard on Michigan's team's name.
Like Elliot Cadeau or something like
Cadeau.
that.
Like he's not of that status, but he hits big shots and he plays his role. And then you have, Alex Caravan, the leading senior, and Terrace Reed, who has been the best player on the team all year, if I'm being honest. And he might just play himself into getting drafted. And everybody just knows their role. They know the system. They're going to play hard. And at the end of the day, they live with like the result. It's not because they know that their style of play wins games. It's been proven in the past with more talent. And now I think this is the most impressive job that Dan Hurley's done with any UConn team that he's had.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm still going to take Michigan, but I would not be shocked if Dan Hurley wins. I'm kind of rooting for him to win because, like, I don't know if I'm rooting for him to win. I think it gives, like, better storylines if UConn wins. Like, you get Dan Hurley GOAT convos, you get UConn dynasty convos. Like, whereas if Michigan wins, it's like, okay, cool, Michigan wins, first chip since 1989. Is this the best Michigan team ever? Blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay, that kind of stuff dies. Like, no one's talking about that next year. Whereas, like, Dan Hurley UConn convos, that's being talked about forever. So, like, I get, like, the merit in both. I'm going to say Michigan wins, but I wouldn't be shocked. Hopefully, it's a good game. I mean, for me, since I have to work it, hopefully it's a blowout and it's not entertaining whatsoever, so we can just pack that up. Either way, I'll take. I don't care. Yeah. So, so we got all. He's taking UConn. I'm taking Michigan. And then that'll be the end of the college basketball.
Michigan by how much?
By double digits.
Oof.
I'm saying Michigan by 14. My chair.
Damn, that's disrespectful.
Yeah, I'm saying Michigan by 14.
That's disrespectful. I'm gonna say UConn by UConn by 8. I go UConn by 8.
Okay, they haven't lost a game all tournament. You saying UConn by 8? Okay, I respect it.
Keep it close and pull away at the end.
Who do you think is UConn's leading scorer?
I was gonna say somebody, but I don't know if he's playing tonight. I was gonna say Solo Ball. He's had a rough tournament, and I think it would be poetic for him to finally have like a breakout game. But I don't know if he's playing tonight. And I've been on his head top the whole season. I kind of just want him to play well. I'm gonna go Alex Caravan.
Okay. Well, who do you think has the lead at halftime?
Michigan.
Okay.
Yeah.
I say Michigan also leads at half.
Yeah. I think Michigan leads at half, but I think UConn second half adjustments. They're the kings of that, and they slow the game down and take control of the way they want to play.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Boom. So that's our national championship predictions. We'll see if we're right in probably like 5 hours. So
damn, next 6 games at like 8:50.
Yeah, and it's gonna end at like 11 or something like that. Like by the time everything wraps up, it'll be like 11:30. But yeah, so now we can dive into the 65 game NBA rule. I really just want to get your thoughts on it, because obviously a bunch of good players are not going to be eligible. I think like Jokic and Wemby have played 62 and the Spurs and Nuggets have like 4 games left. So if they come up with an ankle sprain, if they gotta miss a game, it's looking bad. So like they gotta play 20 plus minutes in each of their last 4 games, regardless. Shea just hit it, so he's eligible. But Luka, 64, destroys his hamstring in the Swiss cheese. He's no longer eligible. Cade, collapsed lung, not eligible. Ant Edwards, not going to be eligible. Devin Booker, not eligible. So, like, I think that a decent clip of guys are not going to be eligible. And I just want to know, do you think that they should end up changing the 65 game rule, or do you think that it isn't like this year is just an outlier year, and since all these guys got hurt, we're kind of overreacting?
It's not an outlier year. I don't think like injuries happen. You can't be like, oh, we had so many more injuries than we did last year. Like guys are extending their bodies in ways that have never been done before. Like the what we're asking these guys to do at this point, where they train and practice, and I mean, like, yeah, maybe the way to help that injuries go down a little bit is to shorten the season, but I don't think it's. Can you hear me? Because I can hear an echo.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. What was I saying? Oh, a way to shorten the season would be like or a way to stop injuries from happening so often is to shorten the season. But I also think it's the manner in which it's being pushed is kind of disingenuous, because I think initially the idea was a great idea. Guys were sitting out because they were trying to preserve themselves for the end of the season, and they would intentionally sit out back to backs and do things like intentionally just to, I wouldn't say they didn't want to play, but they were just trying to prolong their health until the end of the season. And it was affecting the product and affecting the landscape of the way people looked at the NBA, kind of disrespecting like how players didn't have respect for the game or for the fans. And I think the idea initially was good, but like you can't put a stamp on somebody's health. Like putting a 65 game rule in is not gonna help Joel Embiid get healthier. It's not gonna stop. Like Kawhi's miraculously played enough games to reach the threshold, but usually he's playing like 50 games, 55 games. Luka Doncic is not gonna hit the 65 game rule. Not because he's out for the end of the season. He played enough to hit that, but because he missed 2 or 3 games mid-season because of the birth of his daughter. So now he has to do like, so there's they made the rule as if it was black and white, and that's never the case. Like there's always going to be some gray area. People are going to miss games not because they're injured. People have personal issues going on, and we've now reached the point where there's like 10 all NBA level players that are not going to get rewarded for their season, and that's never been an issue. And I think reaching this arbitrary number of 65 is just nonsense. I think like if you're giving somebody an award and they played 15 20 games, cool. But I feel like as long as somebody plays,
that's
like,
just never gonna happen. Like
exactly. That never happened. But I feel like as long as somebody plays like half the games, they should be rewarded, because you can't control a freak injury. Like if I come like last year, Wemby comes out, plays half the season, post All-Star break, has a freak blood clot injury. So now he's not getting Defensive Player of the Year because of a blood clot that he can't control. He didn't put the shit in his body himself. You know what I'm saying? Like, and obviously we didn't touch on Halliburton and Tatum, but like they tear their Achilles, so they can't get rewarded. And then other guy like Cade having a collapsed lung, you can't control that. Who else got hurt? Giannis having whether it's him actually being hurt or the team trying to intentionally tank for so that he doesn't play, he would have been an all NBA player regardless, probably second or third team. Anthony Edwards getting hurt towards the end of the season, tough. You're telling me a dude that averages damn near 30 is not supposed to be an all NBA player? Like, what are we talking about, bro? These are the best players. These aren't like guys that are having a breakout year, and it's unfortunate that they didn't get on the team. These are NBA perennial all-stars and all NBA players. All these guys have been all NBA players.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
So I truly think Adam Silver is like ruining the NBA, because you care more about how many games people are playing than the same players gambling on games that they're playing. or you care more about the money that these gambling companies are giving you, or the fact that an NBA owner is shoveling money under the table and Kawhi Leonard's involved. We didn't talk about that. No, we're not talking about that. We're talking about a damn arbitrary 65 game rule. So the priorities are a little messed up. It's frustrating because I feel like the NBA is at a place where like it's kind of like an all-time low. Like it takes the air out of the excitement for like the end of the season and the playoffs. And I think this has been one of the more entertaining seasons overall. But for me to remember, I remember when Adam Silver became commissioner, and I felt like he was handed a league that was at its peak. And Steph Curry was a star, James Harden was a star, LeBron was in his prime, Kevin Durant was in his prime, and like you were handed something as the game was evolving, and you've turned it into like a money grab. It's hard to explain, but it's not the NBA that we grew up on, and in a way that's good, but also like, what are the priorities of the league? Like, do you care more about making money, or do you care more about having balance, like rewarding guys for what they do, and also rewarding fans and not having us have to watch 5 different damn platforms just to catch games? There's so many things. Like, it's such a lost art from what it was, and I think it's gotten out of hand, and they got to do something to fix it, because we will look back at this in 3-4 years and be like, damn, how'd he make NBA 30? Or we'll remember and be like, we know that was supposed to be Devin Booker, or we know that was supposed to be Cade Cunningham, or it's frustrating. It's frustrating.
Yeah. I think, like, for me, I don't think that anything will change until well, maybe they'll tweak it this all season, but I don't think drastic change will come until like someone absurd wins MVP, or like there's really like crazy all NBA first team selections. Like, say the nightmare scenario where like Luka, Jokic, Shea, and Wemby all don't qualify, and then we have like, I guess, a Jaylen Brown MVP. Then I think people are like, okay, well, not that Jaylen Brown didn't have a good year, but like there's no way on earth anyone believes Jaylen Brown was the most valuable or best player in the NBA this year. So like, I just don't. I think something like that will push them to do it. I also think like, instead of 65 games, it should be like minutes played. Like, so you're telling me Karl Anthony Towns is going to make the all NBA, whatever team, third, second, whatever you want to say. He played 22,230 minutes in 72 games. Luka played 2,289 minutes in 64 games. He played 59 more minutes in 8 less games, and his season won't be remembered. And Luka had the 7th highest usage rate of all time of any NBA season ever. And his season won't be remembered because he didn't crack 65 games because he went to go see his daughter be born in Slovenia. Like, I mean, I just don't think that this is like, context needs to be involved. Like, Cade led the Pistons to their best season in a decade, 2 decades, damn near, and his season will not be remembered. And like, if we didn't factor like all NBAs and all defensive teams and where you finish in MVP voting into guys' legacies, then who gives a fuck? But we do. Yeah. Like that does go into guys, one, getting contracts. Like, that goes into the money that they earn, them hitting certain incentives.
And I was about to hit the money part. Like, it's very nasty. I don't know if you remember, Zion Williamson's contract is latent with incentives, like up top to bottom. So he has to hit like games played, minutes played, and has to, I think, each season like average a certain amount of games played. So not only is he not hitting the games played marker that he needs because he's injured, but also he's losing money.
Yeah. And it's like you're losing money here. You're not hitting these incentives when you've done what you should do to earn them. It's not like Cade Cunningham was averaging 17, 6, and 6, and he just didn't make all in. No, like, he was damn near. He was third in MVP voting halfway through the year. Like, he was a damn near top 7 player in the league this season. And like, he's an all NBA. Do I think he would have made first team? Probably not. But like, he's an all NBA second team player probably. And he's just not going to make it. He would have been probably top 5 in MVP voting had he finished the season. Doesn't matter. And so like, I think that the fact that we take these into account when we talk about legacy, Hall of Fame, like the shit that they leave the game, like when they're no longer playing, and we're like, damn, 2025 Luka was 7th all time in usage rate. Let's go back and look at that season. He won nothing. He was on no All NBA first teams, no MVP votes, nothing at all. And it's like, what the fuck? So I think that like we've got to change something. It has to like we've got to take context into it. Like, hey, let's make it maybe 60. And people are like, and people act like and people were winning MVP before the 65 game rule was invented. There was only 5 fucking MVPs that ever won playing less than 65 games. That's it. There was only 5, and 4 of them were in a shortened season. The only guy who won playing less than 65 games in an 82 game season was fucking 1978 Bill Walton. So other than that, it's not like 62 games was winning MVPs. It wasn't. It never was. So to make this 65 game limit to stop, we got to make sure that that was always the case. Bron won MVP in 2012, but it was the fucking lockout year. He only played 62 games. Like, okay, cool. That's what it is. But other than that, like, I don't know why we put the 65. I get the like, okay, with no load management. We want if Steph Curry only plays in Utah once a year, we want him to play. Hey, guess what the fuck what? He still's not playing. So like, I don't get it. Like,
because you still have teams that are tanking intentionally and and basically gassing the injuries that players have so that they sit. So on one hand, you're more worried about tanking than you are about gambling and about your players' health. And I think the reason it was really implemented is one, because people were load managing, and also we had like there was a year where Bron was All NBA third team, and he had only played like 40 games. And I think at that point, the guys who are voting in need to have
that's like legacy.
No,
shit.
I get that, but because I disagreed with it, because I'm like, damn, like I think Devin Booker didn't make it, and the Suns had made the playoffs, and he was averaging like 28 or whatever. I just think guys that are making these decisions need to have more discernment. Like and the ultimate, I don't think the media should be picking these awards anyway. I truly think it should be the players. Like the players should be picking who the MVP is. The players should be picking who's on these all NBA first teams, because media they say they don't have biases, but they have biases. You have Lakers and Celtics and Knicks writers had hands in all these different pots, and that type of power, like it's not as bad as the MLB with like the Hall of Fame voting, but there's still some influence in like who you pick and pushing your agenda, and you having to go on TV and explain why you picked the way you did because you're getting slandered on Twitter. Like it's reached the culture's reached a pretty nasty point, to the point where we can't even use correct discernment as professionals. Like this is your job. I think if I'm trying to make a decision as big as an all NBA end of season award, I should be able to explain why I'm making a decision and not be biased about it, or not feel like I have to put someone there because of their previous legacy. Like if someone played 30, 40 more games than you, and they averaged more points than you, and their team was better than your team, I feel like they should get the edge. I think that was like the thing that propelled it. And then obviously like Kawhi and Embiid's load management was the last straw.
And my thing is like, I think we'll really when if a crazy person ever wins MVP, but also when I think we'll notice how insane it is when like one of these guys is out here trying to hit the 65 game threshold when they've already put up enough body of work throughout the season to be qualified for MVP and all NBA and all that. And he's simply playing just to hit the threshold and he gets hurt. Like Jokic is at 62. The Nuggets have 4 games left. Yeah. He has to play 20 minutes in at least 3 of those games. So, and like, let's say they play the Trailblazers today. Let's say Jokic wanted to be like, listen, we're going to need me for these last 3 games. So I'm going to I want to sit out this Trailblazers game, but I can't. So, hey, I'm going to go out here. I'm going to play 20 minutes. Jokic, bang knee, Jokic out for the year because he's trying to hit a 65 game threshold when he's played 62 games and he's averaging a triple-double.
Triple-double, bro.
But now it's like, he ain't played 3. Who knows what would have happened in them 3? Like, nigga, he would have been averaging a triple-double. I don't get it. So, like, I just think that is the stupidest thing ever. And I think, honestly, I would move it down to 60. If I'm being dead ass, I think either we have to have a minutes threshold of like even if you play fucking 52 games, but you hit this minutes threshold, you eligible.
I
Or
think
we move
the
that bitch
minutes
down to
threshold
60.
makes more sense. The down to 60 don't make sense because it's not gonna change much, to be honest.
I think it would. Luka would be eligible. Jokic wouldn't have to be spamming. Ant damn near Cade might be eligible. I don't know how many games Cade played.
I don't think Cade and Ant would be ineligible.
They might. I don't know. I have no clue. I haven't
because
looked.
Ant's been out for the last 2 weeks.
Nope. Cade played 61. He'd be eligible.
Oh,
no, it's like I do think there's a difference between 60 and 65. Ant might not make it because he's been kind of in and out, but he might. He plays 60. Boom. Like, come on. We'd have all of them here if it was 5 less games. So, like, let's just make that bit 60 and call it a day.
I think the minutes threshold is a good one, though, because you have to play a certain amount of minutes to even qualify for certain stats in the first place. So I think, for you to be considered like some of the best, you have to be able to you have to be playing a certain amount of minutes.
Yeah, if it's like 2,300 minutes or something, like I don't know, like 2,200, like have some of them NBA data analysts go through and look up, like, hey, what is the right minutes threshold for us to
meet
average, this criteria?
Whatever the average minutes threshold is.
Like whether it's 2,000, 2,200, 22.5, like whatever it got to be. I think we need to do that rather than games played, because games played is kind of tricky. Because Luka, so you telling me, hey, if he just chalked his daughter, he would have been eligible. Like, what do you want him to do? Like, that's crazy to me. Hey, if Cade's lung didn't collapse in game 64, he would have been eligible. Like, come on, that shit is dumb.
Agree. I just want to know how they would balance it out with like teams that are actually competing and the tanking teams that have all NBA or all-star level players on them. Like the Pacers having a Pascal Siakam on them, or like even for all defensive, like the Jazz having Jaren Jackson Jr. and ruling him out for the season.
Well, I think the thing there is like those players, the players on tanking teams aren't getting all NBA nods anyway.
No, I'm saying for like all defensive teams, like Jaren Jackson would get an all defensive nod, or like if Anthony Davis on the Wizards next year, like say the Wizards aren't that good next year, and he still gets like his all defensive nod.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point. It's like
it's more so than it's for me. It's not just like for MVP and for all NBA. Like you have all rookie, all defensive. I think that's it. Yeah, all NBA.
Like Cooper Flag. If Cooper Flag wouldn't have reached the threshold, granted, Con Knipple had great rookie year, but like, come on. Like, come on. Like, Cooper Flag is averaging, is dropping 50 twice in a year. Like, he's very clearly the best rookie in the draft. Like, I don't think that we have to have spreadsheet. Well, Con Knipple's BPM is, I don't care. Cooper Flag is putting up 50 damn near 30 a night. Like I'm Cooper Flag is the best rookie in the draft, and he should win rookie of the year. But if he wouldn't have hit the 65 game threshold, we would have had to have a Con Knipple rookie of the year. And that's not to say Con Knipple's not good. I think Con Knipple's very good. He's leading. He's not leading the Hornets, but like a massive part and why the Hornets are about to maybe make the playoffs. So like I think that's great, but like there's a difference. Like there's different levels to this shit. Like Con Knipple's great. Cooper Flag is. Like Cooper I don't want to say generational, but like
is much greater. He's the best player on a tanking team.
Yeah,
Con was like the third option, sometimes the fourth option. On the Hornets. So shout out to both of them. They're both hooping.
Shout out. But yeah, so that's that. And then now, if we want to get into the NBA expansion draft, we're actually making great time. If we do like a 25-minute expansion draft, it'll be like an hour. That's a banger. So bear with us as we try and share screen, and we hope that this works. So we'll be right back.
I'm not even gonna cut it. We just gonna hold up. All right, share screen. Bow.
It's like at 38:30 if you want to cut it. Oh, I could also just pause it. Duh. Okay, so boom, here we are. Expansion draft, NBA. If you don't know how this works, Spot Track has pretty much the only expansion draft, like simulator that you can find. Yeah, you're good. Lock in. But basically, Spot Track.
Why is Ja just on the Oh Lord.
Wait,
Technical difficulties. We good though.
is it?
You see how Ja's just already on the
Yeah,
team
yeah.
and nobody
If you
picked
hit
him?
restart, does it take him off?
I just hit restart. Hold on. I'm gonna go back. What a bombaclat.
Hey, I'm gonna pause it again. All right, boom. So expansion draft. If you guys don't know how this works, Spot Track is pretty much only the only expansion draft simulator you can find. They protect all the players from the teams that they think would be protected based on like salary and reputation and all that good stuff. And so they give you this pool of draft eligible players that have not been protected. The way it works is you can only like each team can only lose one player. So once one of us picks a player from that team, every other player from that team in the pool goes away. So like Jimmy Butler and who's the next close? Oh, okay. Well, Drew Holiday and Jeremy Grant. So if Jalaal picked Drew Holiday, Jeremy Grant would no longer be eligible to be picked and he would go back to the Trailblazers. So that's how it works. There is some kind of like strategy in it. You can decide you want to go for it year one with your Rudy Gobert and Ja Morant, or you could, try and get it out the mud. So we're probably going to take two different approaches here. But Jalaal, you said you're going to be who?
I'll be the Vegas. I don't know what they're naming the team, but I went with the Vegas Vipers.
Okay. And I'll be shout out Seahawks. I'll be the Seattle Supersonics. So, all right. If you want to start it off, we're going to just kind of go through it until probably go through at least our top 10 players. And then, yeah. So cool. Go ahead and get it going. You're on the clock. Talk me through it.
All right. So if I was the GM of the Vegas Vipers, I don't want to win now, but I want to make the team exciting enough so we can get asses in the seats. Simple as that. So as I'm scrolling down, I'm looking at like who can be an exciting, still relatively young player that I don't have to spend a bunch of money on, even though I can't see half of these dudes' salaries because the website is bugging out. And I think so I'm looking at two people here. I thought at the top we had like the Jimmy Butlers, the Paul George, Zach LaVine, Sabonis. Not touching that. Jimmy Butler can have his 60 mil in Golden State. Paul George could take his 50 in Philly. The two main guys I was looking at Ja Morant and I was looking at Jalen Green. Okay. I'm going to take Jalen Green because I think there's still a lot of room for him to grow as a player. At this point in time, he is only 23 years old. I think this is 2 years in the future, so he'd be 24, maybe 25. And I think he's a good player to at least sell you on to be an attraction. Like he's an athletic. He's a great athlete. He can he's not an elite scorer, but he has nights where he can score 30 and 40 and get hot on night. And he's like fun to watch. He interacts with the crowd. He's a flashy player, and I think that'd be the perfect player to start my franchise with. Okay. So I'm gonna take. Hopefully it goes through. Hold on. Click the plus. Did it go? It's bugging out.
It's bugging out. Okay, well, you're taking Jalen Green. We're just gonna have to keep track. I'm not gonna lie. We're just gonna have to keep track of who we're taking because Spot Track does do it sometimes.
I'm gonna just keep clicking it.
Tweaks out. Maybe I can do it on my phone. But regardless, you're going Jalen Green.
I'm gonna restart it even though we sharing the screen.
Yeah, do your thing. Jalen Green is honestly, I don't know. We're bringing Jalen Green and Drea to Vegas. Shout out.
Shout out. See him in the street. See him on the court.
Yeah. I think I would go. See, me, I feel a little bit differently because I don't want to be competitive. I don't know that I want to be competitive, but like I also don't want to be horrible. So like looking back at that player pool when we get back to it, like there's not a ton of guys that I would be excited to say is they're my franchise player. Like I can't really think of many players there. other than two in specific. And I think they're very clear who those two players are. It is John Morant and it is Zion Williamson. And for me personally, I think Seattle, a beautiful city, a city that I don't think has all that many distractions. Like I think they've got rain. You want to go see the Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks get whipped into shape by Mike McDonald. I think that I'm going to say that Zion Williamson is going to be my franchise player. I know he makes a lot of money, but when Zion Williamson is on the court, Zion Williamson is a very good player. The problem is he hasn't been on the court. I think the Pelicans are an inept organization. In Seattle, I vow to not be an inept organization. I vow to get the best health and training and nutrition staff available to help Zion Williamson. I plan to make him stop hitting up the OnlyFans stars. We're locking in the gym. No Mariah Mills. We're going to hit up the gym, brother. And so I am banking my franchise. We're putting asses in seats. Someone who was at one point or another a generational college prospect, one of the best freshman seasons at Duke we have ever seen. The Cooper Flag before Cooper Flag, the Cam Boozer before Cam Boozer, the Dabansa before Dabansa. Give me Zion Williamson, man. Give me Zion Williamson.
So you get effects. I don't get no damn effects. The hell?
I was gonna give you a drum roll. I was like, nah.
Oh, that's us. That is terrible.
I give you a gong.
As I work through these technical difficulties, because the website is kind of bugging out.
The website is walking.
I don't mind your pick. I felt like you would go either Ja or Zion, and I thought about picking Zion. But I think I don't know if I can commit that much to Zion, to somebody who hasn't been healthy. And I wasn't looking for a star. I was just looking for somebody that I could sell as a star. You know what I mean?
Okay. And you got him
like
for
how
significantly
like Jalen
cheaper.
Green was exactly like he was a top pick in the draft. He was like not the face of the Rockets, but the Rockets' like most promising star before they traded him away for Kevin Durant.
Yeah,
you trading somebody away for Kevin Durant. He's got to be some type of nice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie. This is I can't even get back to the actual draft. This is nuts.
I can try to do it on my end. Yeah, pause it.
I'm not looking at our shit. I'm looking at this screen.
Yeah. All right. So the Spot Track website is horrible, and so
stinks.
Yeah, it's horrible. So you can't actually, when you press the players, they don't go to the teams. So we're just keeping track of our teams on the Excel sheet, which I have on my end, but Jalaal is sharing his screen with the actual player pool. So by the end of it, I'm going to keep track of all our teams and what we need and all that. We'll go through it at the end. But just so you guys know, so far, Jalaal has Jalen Green. I have Zion Williamson. Jalaal is back on the clock. So go for it.
Oh, we're going back and forth?
Yeah, it's like back and forth. But you can now no longer pick anyone from New Orleans or from what team is he on? Phoenix. So
Phoenix. Okay. Ooh, this is gonna get interesting. So usually I'd be like, I need to build my team around like a good wing, like a good forward. But there aren't that many good forward. You probably took the best forward available. So I'm looking for a floor general a young floor general that I feel like he hasn't had a lot of opportunity and as what is going on, as I'm just clicking through stuff, they're adding people to my team. So the young floor general that I'm looking at, and I think still has some upside. He's a former first round pick from Europe, plays on OKC Thunder. He had some scary issues with cancer, but he's back playing basketball now. And I think he still has some upside. He's only 21 years old. And He's a great facilitator, and I need somebody to lead the floor. And like I said, I want to build an exciting team. Maybe not a great team, but just a team that is young and can get people to come to the games and that plays hard. So my pick is Nikola Topic from the Oklahoma City Thunder. I think he can be the perfect floor general that I need, and the vision is coming here. It's getting there. I can see the vision now. I got my 2 guards. It's not the way I would usually build a team, but you took Zion. I was hoping Zion was still there. I thought you were going to take Ja, but you took Zion, so now I had to pivot, and I'll be back.
Okay, cool. So now I could, like, since the website isn't working and like salary cap doesn't mean anything to us specifically, I could take Ja, but like I just don't think any team is tying up 80 million in John Morant and Zion Williamson, and that's just not realistic. So I'm not gonna do that. Can you scroll up? Can you scroll up for me? I would love to get a point guard, a ball handler, a facilitator, a guy
That's it. I mean, I didn't take.
Oh, so that is the top?
That's point guards, because I was on point guards, bro.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean,
that's
granted,
why I took what I took.
It probably took since it made you pick Levine, Morant, Hero, Toppin. It probably took all those players from those teams off of it. That because once you pick a player, it takes them off the thing. So like, there's
I'm gonna be honest. I wasn't picking a Sacramento King.
No, and I can't say I was.
And I don't think there's any other. I don't think there was any other Heat player available other than Tyler Hero. I don't think. So we should be okay. So these players that are up here, should we just say that don't pick them? We're just gonna pick from the list.
No, you can pick them if you want, as long as we don't pick anyone that is on the team before.
Okay. So I picked OKC. So OKC, Pelicans, and Phoenix off the board.
These are all the guards, or these are all the players, period?
These are all the point guards.
Okay, go to just all players.
Oh, wait. I don't know if I can. It's not giving me that option anymore. What position? Just tell me what position you're looking for. I can scroll through.
Yeah, go to point guards. Why not? Go to point guards.
This is point guards.
Okay, go to shooting guards.
I could just hit all. I could just hit all, I think.
Okay, yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Okay, cool. Okay, so you already took Jalen Green, Drew Holiday. We're not tying up 34 in Jordan Poole. Keep scrolling. This shit nasty. You can't take Lou Dort because you scroll again for me. Klay Thompson, we're not doing that. Max Strus. Josh Green isn't bad and neither of us have a Charlotte player yet. Grant Williams, not a chance in hell. I'm not playing Wendell next to Zion. Aaron Wiggins isn't horrible. Caleb Martin. Scroll one more time for me. Low key Trey Man. Big Jalen Williams is very. You already took an OKC player, so I can't take him. Trey Man is kind of moving me. Trey Man is good, but do I want to put? Okay, scroll back up. I'm taking a good player. Fuck that. I'm not bargain binging yet. Dumpster diving yet.
I feel you.
We are gonna take no chance in hell we take Jonathan Isaac. Emmanuel Quickly's horrible. Jordan Poole's horrible. RJ Barrett at 30 mil is tough. Van Vliet is not good. The guards are ass. Oh my god. So maybe we won't even take a guard. Like putting 34 mil into Jordan. I like Jordan Poole, but like,
remember all these dudes
I can't take Jordan Poole.
No, all these guys that I have on my team are still available. Like if you wanted to take Tyler Hero or you wanted to take Ja, you could still take.
Give me Tyler Hero for 33 mil. Give me Tyler Hero. Give me Tyler Hero. And now we're going straight dumpster diving because we got Zion and Tyler Hero. All right, man.
That's what you want to build your franchise around, big dog. You got it. you got it, brother. You got it. So we're just going back and forth, 1 and 1 and 1 and 1.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm between two players here, and I'm looking for like I said, I'm trying to build a team that's exciting, but also they want to not compete in terms of winning, but just competing in terms of playing hard and giving it their all every night on both sides of the ball. I don't think I've taken that type of player yet. I've taken two guys that I think can help push an offense. So this might be a nasty pick, but I need a rim protector. So I'm gonna take Jakob Poeltl.
Okay, that's not bad.
And he only makes $20 million a year. I think he's 27 right now. And when he's healthy, he's a pretty damn good player. He's not a floor spacer, but he can protect the rim, and he is good. What the things that he does, he's really good at. Not a high upside guy, but he's pretty consistent and an elite rebounder when healthy.
So I've got 70 mil tied up in the two players. So
how much I got? Hold on, how much I got?
Well, I don't know. I just added up. I just added up Zion and Ja. You have Jalen Green, Topic, and who'd you just take?
Poeltl.
Jakob on Toronto. Okay. Jakob for Poeltl.
He makes 19.5.
So he makes 19. Topic makes how much? And Jalen Green makes like 20 something, doesn't he?
Topic makes 5.4.
Okay, so we're just gonna say 5.
Jalen Green makes 36.
30. So you got what, 41 right there, and then
plus 20.
Plus 20. So you got 61, let's say, and I got basically 70 mil tied up in 3. So we've got Zion Williamson, Tyler Hero. Give me Terrence Mann. Come on. That's a good pick. That's a good pick.
Son stepped up to the table and said, "Give me Terrence Mann." You know what, bro?
Terrence Mann makes how much? How much Terrence Mann make?
I gotta find him. Believe he should be a small forward in this. Maybe not. What is happening right now? Okay,
you'd be better off just going to all.
Might be a shooting guard. Hold on.
Yeah. Oh, he's a shooting guard. There we go. He's at 15.
He's right there. 15.5 mil.
Okay. That's all right. Well, Tyler Hero's running the 1. So there we go. Tyler Hero at the 1. Terrence Mann at the 2. Zion at the 4. We need a we need a 3 and we need a 5. Okay. Who you got next?
This is tough.
Yeah, buddy. You can take
tough.
Julian. You can take Cam Whitmore.
Good. Oh, you know what? All right. Hold on. Let me look at power forwards real quick. Ooh.
Ooh.
This is nasty, bro. This is disgusting.
I know who I want, but I'm hoping you don't take him.
All right. I need a guy that could just contribute and do small things, could shoot a little bit, can get to the rack if he needs to. Young player. I'm taking Julian Strother.
Oh, I should have never said Julian. I should have never said Julian. You would not have taken him. Oh my god.
I was between him and Cam. I was looking at Cam Whitmore, and I was scrolling to see who else was down here. I wasn't taking the damn Jameson battle. So yeah, give me Julian Strother. Nasty starter small forward, but we're gonna have to roll with that.
It's a battle. Okay, I need a 3 or a 5. There's gotta be a good big. Go to centers for me. There's gotta be a good cheap big. Bigs make no money. So okay. Wendell Carter, that's too much for me. Did we pick okay? Goga is speaking to
Take
me.
your
Paul
mans,
Reed. Oh, I'm not taking my man's. Go down, scroll down. Paul Reed, not bad. Scroll is that's the bottom? Oh man.
Yeah.
Okay, let me get I'll take I'm gonna take Goga. Give me oh my god, he can't shoot though. Having Zion and Goga is dog shit spacing, but yeah, I'm gonna take Goga. Give me Goga. Goga Batate. There we go.
Okay.
Orlando off the board. Yeah. Yeah.
Not a bad. I don't mind it.
Now,
So now I'm up again, and I'm trying to fill out my starting lineup in a way at this point. Looking for like young guys that aren't too expensive. I need a power forward. I don't have a power forward yet, or I can start picking backups for other positions. Power forward is just bad. How much money do I have left?
I mean, I don't know if we're saying you start with 132, right? Okay, because that's how much it says the Seattle Supersonics have. If you start with 132, you had between Jalen, Topic, and Puerto, that was what 60 something we said.
Yeah, and then Strother was like
4 or something
mil.
like that. Yeah. So see, let's say you have let's say you got you spent 70 mil. So 132 minus 70, 132 minus 70, you got 62 mil left, let's say.
Okay.
So you got 62 mil left. I probably got no bread left, so I'm just picking for the love of the game.
All right. So I'm gonna take my power forward here. I think I need another high flyer. I got one. I need another one. So I'm gonna take Obi Toppin. He's a solid role player. He's gonna have to start for us, but he's great in transition. He's worked on his 3-point shot, so he's not a complete negative floor spacer. I'm worried about the fit with him and Jalen Green, but listen, we're just trying to be an exciting team that plays hard. He does play very hard. He's coming from a winning organization in the Pacers, coming from a winning organization before that in the Knicks, at least in this Tibbs era. So I like what he can contribute to my team. So give me Obi Toppin. And he only fits. Cut out. Oh yeah, so I took Obi Toppin. We had a little more technical difficulty taking Obi Toppin because I think he can contribute in winning ways. He's coming from 2 previous winning organizations, at least the Knicks in the Tibbs era and the Pacers after that. He's really athletic. He has some defensive upside. He has improved his 3-ball. So he's not like a star player, but a really, really good role player. And he's only getting paid about $15 million. So I think if he can contribute like 12 to 15 points a game, I think we'll be all right. Give me 13 and 6 from Obi. I'm cool.
So that's your starting 5. To round out my starting 5, I'm taking Ben Mathurin, Los Angeles Clipper.
He a free agent.
Yeah, restricted free agent. That means I don't know how much he makes. So he in this pool.
Brother, you might not have no more money.
Well, it's not my fault. Spot track don't work. Give me Ben Mathurin.
All right. That's nice. Ben Mathurin. I didn't take him because it said restricted free agent, but I was gonna take him. But all right. So you have Tyler Hero. Who's your shooting guard?
My starting 5 is Tyler Hero at the 1, Terrence Mann at the 2, Ben Mathurin at the 3, Zion Williamson at the 4, and Goga Batats at the 5. That's a 50-win team.
Yeah, bro. For sure. For sure.
Is that better than the current New Orleans Pelicans? I don't think so.
It's about the same. It's about the same.
Okay. Nice. Okay. So we're only picking 2 more players because this entire website is ridiculous. So we're just gonna pick 2 more players to round out our like rotation and then call it a day. So you got 2 more to go. Who are you taking?
All right. I need a backup. I like having good backup guards. So I'm gonna take Trey Mann. We didn't take anybody from Charlotte, right?
No. Trey Mann is all
I don't
you.
think so. Okay, I'm gonna take Trey Mann, like a volume scorer off the bench. He's kind of like a Jordan, like a Jordan Clarkson in a way. He could just provide energy off the bench that we need. I think he's a nice 6-man and contributes enough to where I don't have to worry about too much bench production if he's in the game.
I respect that. Okay, go back to all for me because I also want to get my 6-man. Yeah, go to all and scroll to.
I think that is all.
Okay,
Wait, hold on.
Scroll down.
Let me. Yeah. There we go.
Yeah, scroll down until we in the $10 million range. Keep there until we get down there. Yeah.
Oh, down here.
Yeah. Go down some more. Let me get Jaden Hardy from the Washington
I like that.
Wizards. Is he? Yeah, he is on the Wizards.
I like
yeah.
that.
Give me
He is on
Jaden.
the
Did we
Wizards,
take a Wizard? No, we didn't take a Wizard yet. Beautiful.
No.
Give me Jaden Hardy to come off the bench and get some buckets. And then your last player here. Who are you taking?
My
UConn's
last player.
finest?
Nah. My last player. I was gonna take a big, but why not get some more guard energy off the bench? I'm taking Kevin Porter Jr. Yeah, he's got some controversy off the court, and honestly, he might not be a good fit in Vegas. But he has the upside of scoring 20 a night, and he can help with some playmaking. And I think he takes some pressure off of Trey Mann. He might actually be our best guard off the bench. And for $5 million, I'm cool with that.
I respect that. And then for me, my last pick of the draft, I was gonna pick this guy instead of Goga, but we get him anyway. Paul Reed, Paul Reed off the Detroit Pistons, rebounding god. Is there anyone else I would have wanted to take? Nah, yeah, I'm cool. Give me Paul Reed off the Pistons, and then boom. So our rotations would be for me, Tyler Hero, Terrence Mann, Ben Mathurin, Zion Williamson, Goga Batadze, Jaden Hardy, and Paul Reed. And your lineup would be Jalen Green, Nikola Topic.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Jalen Green, Nikola Topic, Julian Strawther, Obi Toppin, Jakob Poeltl, Trey Mann, Kevin Porter Jr. I think we're trying to win games this year. I don't think you're.
I'm not trying to do that.
Yeah. You're not trying to win games.
We're trying to build a culture here.
Yeah, we're trying to win games. You're trying to build a culture with Kevin Porter Jr. Enjoy. And Jalen Green. What kind of culture are you building? What kind of culture are you building with Jalen Green and Kevin Porter Jr.?
Who's your coach?
Oh, my coach is Taylor Jenkins. We're giving him another shot. I would have said Mike Malone. Honestly, we might take that from UNC. But since he just went to UNC, we'll say he keep that job for a couple of years. Give me Taylor Jenkins. I was either going Taylor Jenkins or Frank Vogel. But I'm going to go Taylor Jenkins.
Taylor Jenkins is not a bad one at all. I'm trying to think of head coaches that just don't have a job. Nah, I gotta look
You
it
could
up.
take an assistant off somewhere. You think you could get Brad Stevens out the front office?
Nope. I thought that was the first name that
Fuck
came
that.
to me.
My coach, Dan Hurley. Come on.
You're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Because I would have done that.
My coach is Coach K.
It's got to be somebody that's coached in the NBA. That's fair.
Rick
Sunset
Pitino.
Coach K.
Yeah, so we'll take Taylor
NBA
Jenkins.
coaches. Free agent
Taylor
NBA coaches.
Jenkins
Let's see.
in Seattle. Fake.
Ooh. Oh. Give me tips. Give me tips.
Okay.
Tom Thibodeau gonna be my coach.
I see the vision. We got Taylor Jenkins.
Now you see the vision.
And I got Chris Paul and Rajon Rondo on my coaching staff. Come on.
Huh?
Come on. I got Chris Paul and Rajon Rondo on my coaching staff. And we got Phil Handy as our lead assistant. Come on.
Phil Handy.
Come on. We booking him from the Mavs. And so yeah, that is that should be.
Well, we got Sam Cassell and Doc Rivers. So there you go.
Sam Cassell.
That's our coach's staff.
And Doc Rivers. Ooh. Uh-oh. Oh my God. No. We almost there. I see the vision. We almost there. There we go.
There you go.
And so yeah, without further ado, this was a wild episode. It started off great, and then Spot Track really threw us for a loop. I'm not gonna lie. They gotta fix their website because that's embarrassing.
We should have been done like 30 minutes ago.
Yeah. Spot Track, I need you to lock in. But I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. It was a little bit of all over the place, but I hope you guys liked it. Expansion draft, college basketball, national championship, 65 game rule. Make sure you subscribe to Run It Up Podcast everywhere that podcasts are found. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, every single place. Leave a 5-star rating and review. Tell your family and friends. You can find us on Twitter in the description down below. And yeah, without further ado, I hope you guys have a litty day, a litty night, a litty life. And just like we do in every episode of this podcast, make sure y'all go run it up.